So I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Today I want to talk to you about 3 important questions you have to ask when dating. Hi ladies, Jaki Sabourin here, your executive love coach and CEO of Engaged at Any Age, a company that helps women deliberately date and consciously create the man of their dreams. I met and married my old soulmate match husband Michael after being single for 8 years, and I'm still on the honeymoon. In fact, we have an anniversary coming up, and I want to help you get engaged at any age so that you can get to your anniversaries. Yeah, we have our 4th anniversary coming up just a month, less than a month. We've been married 4 years and together for 6. And as you know, we met on Match, and I'm really excited about sharing my strategies, tools, tips with you because they work. But you have to work them. Okay, so I want you to stay for the very end because I have a free gift to give you. And also, please share, like, and subscribe to my page so that you never miss an episode. And also make comments in my comment box because I love reading them and coming up with trainings that are relevant for you. Okay, let's jump right into our topic. So these are important questions that you need to ask before you get serious, because after you get serious, it's hard to bring this stuff up. And if you feel like you can't ask a guy a question, these 3 simple relationship questions, then that's your first sign that it's probably not a good idea to date him. You need to be able to ask questions and get answers. You need to expect answers. And never do anything with the guy that you can't talk about. I mean, you can't start a relationship with a guy if you can't ask him questions, right? Relationships are based in the highest form of truth and honesty. So by definition, if you don't have honesty and truth, you don't have a relationship. And that's why it's important to set it off on the right foot. And these 3 questions are going to help you do that. So let's dive right in. Okay, so the first question is, what do you want from a relationship? And I know that's really hard for women to ask. It's like the hardest question for women to ask, but I really recommend that you ask it right up front and see how he answers, because in the way he answers is going to tell you a lot about the relationship. You need to find out if he wants to casually date, if he's ready to start a family, if he's been wounded in a previous relationship and he wanted to take things slow, or he doesn't even know what he wants. This is the really valid question, and you need to have the courage to ask it. So, what do you want in a relationship? So, what are you looking for in a relationship? You can say it like that, So, what are you looking for in a relationship? Or I'm doing this because I like to give you examples so I can help you. And you just say it with a smile, and you're like, so what are you looking for in a relationship? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I mean, for me, and then always be prepared to share what it is that you want. And don't be afraid to lob it out there. Just throw it up against the wall and see what sticks, because the right man that comes along is going to resonate with you, and the one that doesn't is going to run away. And let him run fast, because you do not want to get stuck in a relationship rut, because they take too much of your time and energy, and they're just not worth it. And you know what? This is all about being a high value woman. Women want to know what it is to be a high caliber woman. Well, have the courage to ask questions that are near and dear to your heart. And this is one of them. You really need to know what this guy's intentions are, right? Or don't waste your time. So what do you want in a relationship? For me, I've been single for 8 years, and I'm really excited about finding my special someone. And that's why I love dating, because I get to meet amazing people. And I know that it's eventually going to lead to a lifelong partnership. What about you? What are you looking for? Do you see how easy that was? It just rolled it right out. You make sure you say that, because if you don't ask, you won't know. And then you're going to become really frustrated in the relationship. He might want to casually date. And he might say that, oh, I just want to casually date. I'm not really looking for anything. I just broke up. You're like, and then I want you to respond really well. I want you to say, that's great. It's so good that you know what you want. And I really recommend casually dating if you just went through a breakup. I mean, I've been through a breakup before, and it takes time to discover what you want and to go through that process. So it's good that you know what you want, and then continue to have a nice time with him. And maybe you just agreed to a cup of coffee or a glass of wine so you don't waste your time. So you already found out you're not on the same page, and I really recommend you do this in a phone call before you even meet, so you really don't waste your time. So make sure you get that question right out up front. The second one is, you want to ask is, tell me about your last relationship. Or you can say, You know, you're always weaving this in to make it sound less than it's a grand inquisition and more casual. But these are important questions. And so, you know, it's just the way it is. It's the nature of dating. You have to find this information out. You have the courage to do that. So, you know, tell me about your last relationship. What was that like for you? How long ago was it? And I'm happy to share any information that you want. That's what you say. You just say, I'm happy to tell you, you know, a little bit of backstory on me. And so let him tell you about his last relationship. You know, why did it end? And don't go into all the nitty gritty. You're not asking for the nitty gritty details. You're just looking for bullets. You know, he might say, well, I broke up with a girlfriend a month ago. We were together for 9 months. You're like, oh, wow. How you doing? So, you know, this is where you can come from empathy and compassion, not judgy, but you're really like, how you doing? He's like, I knew it was over months before, and I probably should have broken up before. So that tells you that he processed the breakup during the relationship, and he's probably okay after a 9-month relationship. And men don't like to be single, and that's why they jump into relationships right after they break up with one. So, you know, look at his tone and how he talks about her, and you'll get a good feel for it. Now, if he talks negatively about his ex, or he doesn't see his children, he might not be paying child support. I mean, that's a warning sign, and you really need to pay close attention to that, especially if he talks negatively about the mother of his children or his ex. Or maybe he refuses to talk about it at all, or maybe he doesn't even know why they broke up. That's kind of like a big question mark for me. What do you mean you don't know? So what do you know? You know, why don't you know? So I'd be like, really, that's fascinating. I find it hard. You know, I don't know how far I would dig into that. If a guy says that he doesn't know why he broke up, and you just say, wow, that's really interesting. You know, I guess for me, I spend time processing. Sometimes journaling helps me figure it out. Maybe that would help you. So maybe you give him a little, not advice, but yeah, suggestion. And so this is definitely a guy that doesn't know who he is, where he's at, what he wants, and somebody you don't want to waste your time with. All right, so make sure you stay to the very end here about my freebie. Okay, so here's the last relationship question that you want to make sure you ask, because it's really important. And I know this is a really lighthearted one, but it's going to give you so much information about him. So, hey, you know, what makes you happy? What makes you happy? What floats your boat, you know? And this is when he shares about something that he's passionate about. And why this is important to you is because when a man lights up about what he's passionate about, it's your cue to zone in on that. So he says, oh, you know, I love to sail. I sailed all the way across the whatever channel, and you know, for me, being on my sailboat, that's everything. That's where it all comes together for me. And so he's talking about it, and he's all excited. And so you ask him more questions. What kind of boat is it? When did you start sailing? Where does the passion for sailing come from? And he will just expand. And when a man talks about something he's passionate about, and you really pay attention and you ask him questions, and even if you don't know anything about sailing, you don't have to know anything. He knows everything. And so stay curious and be like, wow, I'm really fascinated with, you know, the water and whatever it is that you are. And just know that when you're sharing on that level, he sees you connected to that because you get him. You get him in the moment. And when you get him, you start to create that emotional connection that I'm going to teach another video on. But it's important to make that emotional connection. So you just made one because you paid attention to something that makes him happy. And now you know you have valuable information on how you can make him happy. Even if you don't sell it, you can support him to continue selling, ask him questions about it, buy him little gifts when you're in a relationship, not before, a hat, things like that. Or if you go on a trip, you can buy him a sailing hat or whatever. So it just opens up more intimacy for you. And be prepared for him to ask you the same question. Make sure you're ready to share what you're happy or what you're happy about or what makes you happy. I mean, what makes me happy? What makes me happy is, you know, being by the ocean. I love the water. I love the way I feel when I'm by the water, just looking at the water, walking on the beach. And I live in California, so it's easy for me to get to the water. I live just a couple blocks away. And that really makes my heart sing. And I want to watch the sunsets. I need to be in nature. These are important things to me. I love to take hikes. Once a week, I'm going to take a hike. And I want to make sure I always do that because I kind of get a reset. So I was just kind of expanding on how you want to do when you're talking about your garden or your knitting or whatever it is you do, it doesn't matter. It's just have a hobby or something that you know that makes you happy so that he can ask you questions about it. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Now, my free gift is my Soulmate IQ, and it's a soulmate assessment. It's a short quiz, just a dozen questions that you can take in a matter of minutes. And why this is important, because it's going to help you to discover the frequency that you're vibrating at and how close you are to attracting your soulmate. There's 3 frequencies I've established after coaching thousands of women, and I want to help you to understand the frequency that you're sending out, because if you're not having success in dating, it's a vibration. So we're all sending out a vibration, and I will send you your assessment along with the feminine exercise so that you can take that tool, start to apply it in your life, and fast track your ability to attract your soulmate. Okay, ladies, I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I'm just sending you so much love. Hope you like my giant earrings. I'm really into big earrings. I just couldn't resist these. I love them so much. Do you see how I light up when it comes to my earrings? So I wouldn't share that with a guy, but I'm going to share it with you because big earrings are coming back in, and I just found these and I just love them. Okay, I'm out. Love you. Bye.